I'm hosting a memorial for Sora here in Brooklyn. Last month, OpenAI announced that they were closing their AI video platform.
I hate everybody here, and I'm shutting down Sora.
When Sora closed, most people talked about the slop it produced that flooded the internet, or the billion-dollar deal with Disney that OpenAI killed. And while many were throwing up deuces at its grave, I started to wonder, are there people out there that might actually miss Sora? I began to suspect there might be a story here, and what I found shocked me.
Everybody is so sad. Everyone I've talked to has cried.
I'm just grateful I was a part of the journey.
You're probably wondering, like I was, why would people get emotional about the death of an AI slop app? Well, I went deeper than I probably should have to answer that question. I found a group of obsessed Sora super users, figured out how they use the platform, dove headfirst into these communities to understand their inside jokes and explore their real friendships.
A whole community was created where we were just trying to impress each other.
And I threw a funeral for Sora, which first started as a joke, but then got weirder than I ever could have imagined. We're gonna spread the ashes out. Watch out, guys. Cheers to Sora. But how the heck did I end up giving the main eulogy for an AI video platform? Let's go back a little bit. I remember when Sora first launched in 2024. The teaser showed this snowy Japanese city, and I thought to myself, holy shit, my career is cooked. But I didn't know anyone who seriously used it. I thought it was like a slot machine. When I checked the leaderboard on Sora, I saw a number of household names like Snoop Dogg, Jake Paul, and Mark Cuban, who seem to have all been enlisted by OpenAI to promote the platform. But what about real people? A popular creator named Roro sent me a link to a TikTok live, where a group of users would be getting together to reflect on Sora's closure.
I've been spending between 12 and 16 hours a day on Sora.
So who are these people? And why did they spend so much time here?
I have something called ME/CFS, myalgic encephalomyelitis chronic fatigue syndrome.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I'm pretty much bedridden most days. Most days I am in bed at least 22 hours a day. So Sora has been kind of lifeline for me. I started the day it came out. AI video never interested me before because it was so fake and gross. And then I saw the demo for Sora 2 and it was like, whoa, this looks real. I could believe this is real. But I'm like, whoa, I can put myself in it. And I called my content like an emotional roller coaster. It's like, this is how I feel today and I'm putting out in the world.
Sky utilized a popular function on Sora called the cameo feature. A cameo allows someone to upload a clip of themselves, which they can then be added to any Sora environment.
Made my cameo available to everyone. Cameo me as much as you want.
It's hard to explain. I got such a high from it. A lot of the videos I saw were people going on dates with me. That was the number one thing people like to do is take me on a random date. And I'm like, this is great because I'm actually a lesbian in real life and most of these were men. And I'm like, I could never do this in real life, but I'm helping cure the male loneliness epidemic one video at a time.
Wow, that's a really positive way to look at something that could be viewed as kind of creepy in a way.
Oh, totally. Yeah, a lot of people would view it as creepy, but I try to live without judgment,
As part of this video, we're going to host a memorial service next week for Sora. So if you wanted to come, I was going to invite you to come.
Talking to Sky really changed my plans about what my dumb funeral idea could be. She ended up accepting my invitation, and what she said at the funeral really surprised me.
Sora gave us beauty, wonder, and a customer experience best described as emotionally unavailable.
But we'll get to that later on.
I love Sora. I had a great time on there. I made a lot of friends.
This is Ken Jones, I'll put you down. A 68-year-old Navy veteran who's introduced to Sora by his son.
I always say it's cathartic. Whatever you want to do that day. Today I want to be a Viking. Today I want to be a pirate. Today I want to be a secret agent. I'm like the little kid with this thing playing. I jumped out of airplanes without a parachute, and then halfway down there's a McDonald's in the middle of the sky, and I stopped to get something to go. Silly things like that.
Ken would often cast his friend Tiffany Nisbet in his videos, another user he met on the platform.
You're finally ready to make a TikTok?
I still don't know what a TikTok is.
I've worn all of my favorite items that I've ever wanted to wear that I would never have access to. Jada Dubai's $17 million shoes.
They fit like they were made for me.
I'm never gonna have access to those, but I'd like to see myself in them. This is amazing. I can be anywhere wearing anything I want and do it in 2 minutes.
The speed allowed a video game designer like Iz to create whole worlds in a fraction of the time.
We use a lot of programs called Unreal Engine and Blender. Using those applications, it takes me about 30 days to create a 10-second video. But with Sora, you can create anything that you want off the top of your head in just a matter of minutes. So Sora had some really amazing concepts that you don't see on other platforms.
The character cameos feature let users create and repeat AI figures that could be added to anyone's work. Iz designed 19 animated characters that are remarkably beautiful and imaginative, like Verdant Sentinel and Prism Vortex. But few characters have had as much notoriety as Darren Kim's creation, Crystal Sparkle.
How many of you are there?
As soon as characters came out, she just took off. She has 1.6 million likes. She's been cast in over 142,000 videos. And the only person who has more likes is Jake Paul. She didn't have any marketing behind her.
For 500,000 likes, that's Sora!
It was just 100% organic. What you're seeing is the possibility of an AI person actually surpassing every celebrity. This is unprecedented kind of territory. When you have such constraints of having only 10 seconds, you need to do something hilarious, outrageous, or funny to get people's attention. And Crystal Sparkle was the perfect meme or character or foil that you could shape and have her do whatever you wanted.
I'm the #1 content violator!
I think that's why she was successful. There's a ton of creators that I connected with, but we would just have a lot of fun. I think a lot of us connected through humor.
There was this silly, eccentric element to these Sora user communities. I wanted the funeral to have a similar quality, so I hired bagpipers from a retired contact at the New York Department of Sanitation.
Hello?
Hey, it's Zeke Spector, the guy who needed the bagpipes. Are we still good for tomorrow?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, great. Who doesn't love bagpipes?
Surprise.
Turns out they did cause a bit of a scene. But we'll come back to that. What I heard from the Sora super users was that the remix feature is what made Sora so engaging.
I would say that Sora is better at making communities than any other social media platform ever, because you are building stories together. You're actually taking something and you're adding to it with a remix.
The famous most viral video on Sora was, the cat playing the fiddle.
Stop that! It's midnight! Give me that!
The reason that video was successful and the reason why that video probably got 10 or 20,000 remixes was because people want to see, okay, if a cat can play a fiddle, can it also play a saxophone? It's like, who wouldn't want to see that, right? Can it play a guitar? Can it play a banjo? So you have 1,000 different instruments that you can kind of see this cat playing. That was what really kind of drove a lot of the engagement. That was where a lot of the creativity came from. Sora had its own ecosystem. It's a very tight-knit community as well. And, a lot of us wanted to support each other.
As I got to know just how special this community was, I realized I needed more than just bagpipes. I wanted to give this community a real opportunity to say goodbye to their AI video platform. I decided to incorporate the tradition of cremation and scattering of ashes into the service. I printed out the code from the homepage of Sora, found a grill in a local park, poured a flammable liquid over the pages, and lit it aflame. After the pages were turned into ash, I collected it in a coffee can for transport and storage. What I learned from my Sora fans was that their fondness for each other was not contained to just the platform.
I don't get to go out and socialize. So I've been building this community. I have 400 Discord members of my group called the Sky Club. I've made real friends from it, like people that I've actually met in person, right? And it's been really, really, really cool to be able to do that because I haven't been making friends.
So it was really shocking. Like, I didn't think, going on an AI video generation tool that there would be an opportunity to make friends. For some reason, Sora, just seeing people's art without knowing who they are and commenting, and it's like, this is beautiful. Then you start getting direct messages from Ken, what are you going to do with Ken? Like, now he calls me a Sora daughter, and I will probably forever be in contact with Ken.
A lot of people call me their Sora dad. I'm the Sora dad.
So you guys are creating these fictional worlds, you're talking with them on Discord. Do you feel like you know these people in the real world, but you really don't know anything about them?
There was so Ken brought that to the Discord group. Ken gets on there and, he doesn't know how to use anything. So he started using the audio feature, and it was like a phone call. And so we all started with that. And then one day he turns on his video. So we all started turning on video, and then we really started to get to know each other as humans.
Wow.
That's when the community really formed for me. When you see the person, Ken, sitting on his patio and his wife coming out, like telling him he has to go to sleep because it's 1 a.m, and he's still trying to generate videos. The most impactful thing about Sora is being able to connect with people initially through our art, and then creating actual relationships with these people. I can't remember the first time I saw one of Iz's videos. I think I was on like the top video list, and I was like, oh my God, this is really pretty. I want to add myself to it. I started remixing his stuff, and his comments were just so genuine. So we just really connected over comments, and then we started direct messaging each other. And he wasn't sick in the beginning. I think I was one of the first people he told about it.
I'm currently going through cancer. I do have stage 3 cancer, and Tiffany was definitely a big words of encouragement throughout each day. People started reaching out. I've never received so many messages as far as encouragement to fight this battle that I'm going through. And it's pretty awesome to see, to be honest with you. The community is very knit, and I'm just grateful I was a part of the journey.
Listening to Iz talk about this group of strangers he met making AI videos that sent him strength in a time of need made me really emotional. I was deeply touched by these stories, and I wanted as many people to come to this event as possible. I hung up flyers around New York City and made a partiful event for people to join virtually. Even though Sky had accepted my invitation, I wasn't sure if she would make it out, or if anyone would come at all. I even bought a dozen bagels and cream cheese, but online, people seemed excited. Tiffany made a Sora video with Sky and bagpipes to foreshadow the event.
Goodbye, Sora, goodbye.
We had one person come in, she's now left. The bagpipe boys are here. Can you see this? Can you see this okay if I'm standing over here?
Yeah, we can see the setup.
1, 2, 1, 2. No, we want to turn down the overdrive.
No, you want us to walk through here.
So yeah, you guys will follow me. You guys will play this song. I'm gonna clear this. On the day of the event, Sky was able to make it. Hi. Oh my gosh, welcome. I'm so glad you were able to come.
Thank you. Is this where we're burying her?
Yes, that is. And I had 23 people join us remotely via live stream. Hi, everybody. Hi, we're all right. Thumbs up. Very good. So we started the ceremony. Here we go. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. The members of the Department Sanitation Emerald Society. We're blessed to have them here today with us, as well as thank you, everybody else, for coming here. Such a great turnout here. I read my eulogy. We're gathered here today, both virtually and in person, to say goodbye to Sora, the text-to-prompt AI video generator from OpenAI. Sky also prepared remarks.
Sora gave us beauty, wonder, and a customer experience best described as emotionally unavailable. Sora taught us that art is priceless and apparently also too expensive.
And then I opened it up to the virtual community.
It was awesome though, and a lot of communities were created outside of Sora, so I think we'll stay together until the next one comes.
Do you know Miles?
Yeah.
Wonderful.
I know everyone.
Great, awesome.
Make sure you unmute Michael.
Oh, how's that?
Yes, hi, Michael.
The friendships that were formed through all this, they're going to last forever. It's just a great community, and we'll continue to thrive, whatever might be next.
As I poured out the ashes and the generic energy drink that we all cheers to. Do you guys have heart problems or anything? I couldn't believe how out of control this had gotten. I mean, 23 people showed up in the middle of the afternoon to say goodbye to an AI video slop platform at a funeral that I hosted and I'd spent weeks putting together, and I, like most people, had never even had a Sora account. And one final tune for everybody.